Hello, and welcome to the VHSTV's first ever TV quiz show. I'm your host, Olivia Brennan, and this is Are You Smarter Than a Viking? Let's talk about gameplay. The game is set up much like other popular trivia quiz games. 3 contestants will battle it out and earn points for correct answers given to general trivia questions. A category, along with the corresponding point value, will be chosen by a player in control of the game board. After the question is read by the host, buzzers will be activated as signified by this sound. The first player to buzz in first will have 5 seconds to answer from 4 possible choices. A correct answer will be awarded the player those points. Points will be deducted for incorrect answers. Also, if a player attempts to buzz in prior to hearing this sound, that player will receive a 2-second penalty, meaning their buzzers will not work for 2 seconds after their buzzers become active. When a wrong response is given, buzzers will immediately become active again, allowing for one more chance for the remaining players to buzz in. After 2 correct answers, we'll simply move on to the next question and gameplay continues. The game is played with 2 rounds. At the completion of the second round, one final category will be announced, at which time players must secretly wager an amount from their accumulated points. This will be the only question that does not offer 4 possible answers. The final question will then be read and all the players will either be awarded or deducted the point value that they wagered. The player in the end with the highest point value will ultimately win the game. Let's get started. First, let's meet our contestants. First, we have Ileani.
Hello, I'm Ileani. I'm a freshman and I like to sing.
Then we have Ben.
Hello, I'm a freshman and I'm a musician.
And Glenn.
Hi, I'm Glenn and I'm a swimmer.
The categories are young adult books, gaming, TV culture, music, potluck, and history. Ben, you have control of the board.
History for 500.
Which city was the site of slave rebellions in both 1712 and 1741? Ben.
Boston.
Buzzers on. Ileani.
Philly.
Wrong. Oh. Ben, you have control of the game board.
Okay, gaming 500.
Who was the first person to achieve a perfect score on Pac-Man? Ben.
Toru Iwanati.
Wrong. Buzzers on. Ileani.
Billy Mitchell.
Correct. 500 points. Ileani, you have control of the board.
Young adult books 300.
Which one of these books is a novel? Ileani.
Uglies.
Wrong. Minus 300. Ben.
Vampire Academy.
Ileani, you have control of the board.
TV culture 200.
Which Netflix original TV series was the most popular for 2016 on Netflix? Ben.
Stranger Things.
Correct. 200 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay, music 400.
The songs oh my god. Eruption, Jump, and Hot for the Teacher are by who? Ben.
Van Halen.
Correct. 400 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay, let's do potluck 500.
What planet has the most gravity? Ileani.
Jupiter.
Correct. 500 points. Ileani, you have control of the board.
Let's try history 100.
What was the last amendment added to the U.S. Constitution? Ben.
A, 1997.
Wrong. Minus 100. Ileani.
1990.
Wrong. The scores are Glenn with 0, Ben with negative 800, and Ileani with 100 points. Ileani, you have control of the board.
Young adult books 200.
Who, in The Fault in Our Stars, had both eyes removed due to cancer? Glenn.
Isaac.
Correct. 200 points. Glenn, you have control of the board.
Let's do TV Culture 300.
What was the most popular TV show of 2016? Ben.
Game of Thrones.
Correct. 300 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay, let's do Music 300.
Which guitar company created the Stratocaster and the Telecaster?
Fender. B.
Buzzer's on. Ileani.
Fender.
Correct. 300 points.
Make it too soon.
Ileani, you have control of the board.
TV Culture 400.
How much revenue has SpongeBob SquarePants made? Ben.
20 billion.
Wrong. Ileani.
10 billion.
Incorrect. Ileani, you have control of the board.
Let's try Gaming 100.
Who is the mascot of Nintendo? Ben.
Mario.
Correct. 100 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay, let's do History 300.
Who is the 33rd President of the United States? Ben.
B.
Incorrect. Ileani?
Jimmy Carter.
Wrong. Ben, you control the board.
Okay, I apologize, what's the first one?
Young adult books.
Young adult books for 400.
Which book wasn't turned into a movie? Glenn.
The Lovely Bones.
Incorrect. Ben.
Looking for Alaska.
Correct. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay, Gaming 300.
What is the best-selling video game of all time? Ben.
GTA 5.
Incorrect. Ileani?
Tetris.
Correct. 300 points. The scores now are Ileani with 0 points, Glenn with negative 200, and Ben with negative 1,000. Ileani, you have control of the board.
Okay.
We're really bad.
TV Culture 500.
In January of 2016, actors David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson made a reappearance on what resurrected TV show from the 1990s?
The
Ben.
X-Files.
Correct. 500 points.
I'm sorry.
Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay, let's do Music 200.
John Paul George and Ringo Starr are part of which famous group? Ileani.
The Beatles.
Correct. Ileani, you have control of the board.
TV Guides 100.
Where does the quote "Bazinga" come from? Ileani.
The Big Bang Theory.
Correct. 100 points. Ileani, you have control of the board.
History, is that open? Yeah, History 200.
Which country invented the first mobile phone in 1979? Ileani.
Germany.
Glenn.
America?
Ileani, you have control of the board.
Young adult books 100.
Who wrote Divergent and is currently writing Carve the Mark? Glenn.
Veronica Roth.
Correct. 100 points. Glenn, you have control of the board.
Let's do young adult books for 500.
Which author is the oldest? Ileani.
Lois Lowry, see?
Correct. 500 points. Ileani, you have control of the board.
Gaming 200.
Which is not a name of a video game console? Ben.
A. Space gear.
Correct, 200 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Music for 100.
A guitar has how many strings?
C. 6.
Buzzer's on. Glenn,
C6.
make sure that you wait until you hear the sound to buzz it.
I apologize.
It's okay. Glenn, you have control of the board.
Let's do history for 400.
In what year did the Titanic sink? Ileani,
C, 1921.
minus 400. Ben,
1912. B.
correct, 400 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay. Potluck 400.
When a person cries and their first tear comes from right, what does it mean? Glenn,
Sadness.
minus 4. Ben,
D. Anger.
It was one or the other. I knew
Ben,
it
you have
was
control of the board.
Okay. Gaming 400.
When was the Xbox 360 launched? Ben,
A. 2001.
incorrect. Buzzer's on. Ileani,
C, 2009.
incorrect. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay. Potluck 300.
What state is called the volunteer state? Ileani,
B, Oklahoma.
incorrect.
Don't know.
Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay. Music 500.
Which of these musicians died on May 25th, 1996? Ileani,
B, Bradley Noble.
correct, 500 points. Ileani, you have control of the board.
Potluck 200.
What year did Voorhees first open? Ben,
D. 1975.
correct. The scores now are Ileani with 0 points, Ben with negative 500, and Glenn trailing not far behind with negative 600 points. The last category is potluck for 100 points. Everyone on Earth is born with the ability to wiggle their blank. Ben,
Eyebrows.
incorrect. Ileani,
Nose.
incorrect.
That's 600. That's
Round
fine.
complete. The next categories are science, superheroes, technology, business, food, and in the movies. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay. In the movies for 500.
Which of these films grossed a total of $3,020,000? Okay. Ben,
Avatar.
correct, 500. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay. Science for 500.
What layer of the atmosphere lies between the troposphere and the mesosphere? Ileani,
Stratosphere.
correct, 500 points. Ileani, you have control of the board.
Superheroes 200.
Who plays Doctor Strange in Marvel's Doctor Strange? Ileani,
Benedict Cumberbatch.
correct, 200 points. Ileani, you have control of the board.
Technology 100.
Steve Jobs and blank founded Apple in 1976. Ben,
D.
correct, 100 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay. Let's do food for 500. It's food, right?
Which of these foods is almost never expired? Ileani,
B, powdered milk.
wrong, incorrect. Ben,
D.
incorrect.
I'm down
Ben, you have control of the board.
Science 400.
Curiosity is a car-sized rover that was launched by NASA in 2011 to explore which planet? Ben,
D. Pluto.
Ileani.
B. Mars.
Correct. 400 points.
Just curiosity.
Ileani, you have control of the board.
Voyager.
Superheroes 300.
What is the name of the Incredible Hulk's alter ego? Ben.
Bruce Banner.
Correct. 300 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay. Technology 500.
How many gigabytes are in a terabyte? Ben.
C 1000.
Incorrect. Glenn.
100.
Incorrect. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay. Food 400.
Which one of these vegetables has the most water content? Ben.
Cabbage.
Incorrect. Ileani.
C. Tomato.
Incorrect. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay. Let's do science 300.
The European Organization for Nuclear Research is known by what four-letter acronym? Ileani.
DNREC.
Incorrect. Ben.
A.
Incorrect. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay. Technology 400.
What does RAM stand for? Ben.
B. Random access memory.
Correct. 400 points. The scores now are Ileani in first with negative 200 points, Glenn in second with negative 1,100 points, and Ben in third with negative 1,400 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay. Food for 300.
What was the most popular type of potato chip in 2016? Ben.
D.
Incorrect. Glenn.
B. Plain.
Correct. 300 points.
Literally just guessed.
Glenn, you have control of the board.
Superheroes 500.
In Gotham, what is the name of the asylum for the criminally insane? Ileani.
Arkham.
Correct. 500 points.
I think it's a question.
Ileani, you have control of the board.
Food 200.
What kind of cake is eaten during the French holiday of Le Nouvel An? Glenn.
La Galette de Royce.
Correct. 200 points. Glenn, you have control of the board.
In the movies 400.
How many films were made for the James Bond franchise? Ileani.
A. 12.
Incorrect. Glenn.
D26.
Incorrect. Glenn, you have control of the board.
Superheroes 400.
From where does Superman derive his superpowers? Ben.
Earth, sun, the yellow sun. C.
Correct. 400 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay. Science 200.
How many planets in our solar system have moons? Ben.
6.
Correct. 200 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Science 100.
What is the freezing point of ice in Fahrenheit? Ben.
A. 32 degrees.
Correct. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay. Technology 300.
The Apple Macintosh was released in Ben.
A. 1976.
Incorrect. Ileani.
C. 1984.
Correct. 300. Ileani, you have control of the board.
You know what, let's do food 100.
What is the least popular Thanksgiving dish? Ben.
A. Casseroles.
Incorrect. Ileani.
B. Ham.
Incorrect.
Wow.
Ileani, you have control of the board.
Superheroes 100.
Which comic book universe does the character Iron Man belong to? Ileani.
B. Marvel.
Correct. 100 points. Ileani, you have control of the board.
Technology 200.
The GUI or graphical user interface was created by Ileani.
IBM.
Incorrect. Ben.
C. Microsoft.
Incorrect.
Xerox.
The scores now are Ileani with 0 points, Glenn with negative 1,000, and Ben with negative 1,600 points. Ileani, you have control of the board.
What's the one in the middle?
Business.
Business 100.
Who is the mascot of McDonald's? Ileani.
Ronald McDonald.
100 points. Ileani.
Business 200.
Which fast food place was the most popular in 2016? Ileani.
A Dunkin' Donuts.
Incorrect. Glenn.
C. Taco Bell.
Incorrect. Ileani, you have control of the board.
In the movies 300.
Which video game franchise got its own movie first? Ben.
Mario Bros.
Correct. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay, business 300.
When National No Bra Day was observed in the United States in 2011, which company tweeted that it was in denial? Ben.
A. Victoria's Secret.
Correct. 300 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay, business 400.
In 1984, while filming a commercial for which company did Michael Jackson suffer a second-degree burns after psychotechnicians set his hair on fire? Ben.
Pepsi Cola.
Correct. 400 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay, in the movies 100.
Who directed Jaws? Ben.
B. Steven Spielberg.
Correct. 100 points. Ben, you have control of the board.
Okay, in the movies 200.
Which of these movies was the most watched in 2016? Ben.
A. Deadpool.
Incorrect. Glenn.
D. Suicide Squad.
Correct. 200 points. Last category is business for 500 points. Which pet franchise has the most stores open across America? Ileani.
D Pet Value.
Incorrect. Glenn.
B. Petco.
Incorrect. Our scores is Ileani with negative 600 points, Ben with negative 700 points, and Glenn with negative 1,500 points. Nobody is in the green.
I'm like nervous for
Since everybody happens to be in the red, we are going to do one more final round, which will be worth a total of 1,500 points. The category is Geography. The question is, name this state.
Okay. Do like the Jeopardy theme song, unless that's copyrighted. Don't do that.
I don't know this is set. I don't know my geography at all. Everyone's gonna laugh at my answer.
Ileani?
California?
Incorrect. Ben?
West Virginia.
Correct. And Glenn?
West Virginia.
The winner is
No. Oh, I forgot
Ben.
that I suck.
Congratulations, Ben. You are now in the green with 800 points. Thank you for watching our first episode of Are You Smarter with a Viking?